Quickly, 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. Quickly introduce about yourself. Just use chat box, okay? We will only use chat box, nothing else. Just use chat box. I would like to know you are from which place, which battalion, whether you are first year, second year, third year NCC, or whether you are passed out, or you are serious in your life to join NCC, whatever it may be. I'm waiting for your responses. I'm seeing the chat box. Okay, Nikita from Calicut, studying 9th grade. Okay, so that means you are a JW cadet. Okay, good. Dave Kiran, okay, Robbie Robert. Just mention your entire details in one go, like NC1, Afreen, second year B English, 9K Naval Unit. 9K Naval Unit. Oh, wow, that's nice. Okay, I'll give a small introduction about myself. Lieutenant Commander Ashwant, retired from Indian Navy. Prior that, I was an NCC cadet, like you all. This 9K Naval was my ex-unit. I was a cadet in the year 2005 to 7. 2006, I did my Republic Day camp. Hope you all know that. Like today, we have special guest who was 2022 best cadet. I was 2006 best cadet. Okay. So I have shared my experience. You all have listened to that. Hope few were motivated. Today, we are bringing an SW cadet in front of you all, who was 2022 SW Army Best Cadet. Her name is, I don't have to mention her name, right? Senior Under Officer Kirti Yadav. She was born in Haryana, brought up at various places. You can say east, west, south, wherever her dad was posted. Her dad is posted in, her dad is in Navy. So along with her dad, she was traveling across the country. She was in Mumbai, Visakhapatnam, wherever her dad was posted. Presently, her dad is posted in Ernakulam, and INS Venturity. Naval base is there, you all know that. She is pursuing her BA Economics. She is a third year student of prestigious college, St. Teresa's College. It's one of the famous college in Kerala at Ernakulam. It's a women's only college. So she belongs to that college, and she was an SW cadet in the second year of her NCC. She was selected for the Republic Day camp. I hope you all know, you all are aware about this camp. And the prestigious baton, the Prime Minister's baton, medal, and the trophy for the year 2022, the best cadet for the Army Wing, SW, was adjudged as Senior Under Officer Kirti Yadav. It's a proud moment for anyone, because you all are aware that attending an RDC, attending the Republic Day camp, is a dream camp of any NCC cadet. And you all know more than 16 lakh NCC cadets. They all try for this camp, but very few from a directorate gets the privilege to attend this camp or to get selected for this camp, because the selection procedures are so stringent. Request, please mute yourself, otherwise I will have to find out who is that person. And okay, fine, I have done that. So amongst the cream of the cream get selected for this camp, you all are aware of this. So Kirti Yadav, she was privileged to get selected for this camp in the year 2022, and during the best cadet competitions from her group level. Who is this? Good morning, Devapriya. Devapriya, where are you? You are from US or what? Good morning. Is it good morning over there? Or you just got up from your sleep and suddenly you realize it's a morning? Devapriya? Anyway, jokes apart, back to the. So I know you all are eagerly. It's okay. You don't have to be sorry. It happens. You know, our mind is somewhere else and your body is somewhere else. Correct? It happens. So I know you all are eagerly waiting for experience sharing of Senior Under Officer Kirti Yadav. The journey from a cadet to a base cadet is not that easy, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that as easy as you think. But if you have the will, to achieve anything in life, you also, tomorrow, when you attend BSc or NSC or VSc, whatever it may be, tomorrow you can also be a base cadet. So let's listen to Senior Under Officer Kirti Yadav. Am I right? You all are eagerly waiting for that, right? So let's welcome with a round of applause, virtual round of applause, the chief guest for the day, Senior Under Officer Kirti Yadav, onto the spotlight. Kirti, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. That was a very flattering introduction, I must say. So, before I start, I would really like to thank you for inviting me, for having me here. It's indeed an honor to be a part of this webinar. So, thank you for that, sir. A very pleasant good evening to everyone. I'm Senior Under Officer Kirti Yadav. Like sir mentioned, I'm in my final year of graduation. I'm doing BA Economics from St. Teresa's College, Cochin. So yes, I was fortunate enough to win the All India Best Cadet RBSW award this year, Republic Day camp. So to talk about my experience, I'll start from why I joined NCC.
No, you don't worry. I will, rather than making it you explain the entire thing, I will ask you a few questions you can answer so that it will be more interesting for the audience when they are listening.
Yes, sir.
Just tell me, just answer the question. That's it. Let me mute. Okay, now I have muted. Only Kirti will talk. All others will be in silent. Okay, because you all are here for a reason. Correct? That reason is tomorrow you also would like to be the best cadet. Correct? So you are learning because that path, she has already gone through that stage. She has already gone through that stage. You just have to follow that. Okay? Listen to her very carefully. Just listen to her. You don't have to write anything. Just listen to her. Okay? Now, Kirti, what was, how did you feel that moment when Prime Minister Narendra Singh Modi was giving you that baton and the medal and the trophy? What was that feeling going inside your mind?
So that feeling, actually last year in January 2021, I'd attended this National Youth Parliament Festival. So that time I'd won the Special Jury Award. So the Prime Minister was supposed to come and give that award. But then because of COVID and all, he was not able to come and it was online only. So from then I was like, oh shit, I just missed meeting the Prime Minister. So when my results came out and, I was like, oh, wow, finally, after another year, now I'll finally get to meet him. And that moment, when he was standing right in front of me, I was speechless. I was like, oh, wow. So this is the Narendra Modi. This is the Prime Minister of India standing right in front of me. And he has his presence is very magnanimous presence he has. So, when he was standing there right in front of me, I was very happy. And I was very, very proud of myself. And also, I always keep mentioning this. When I was standing there at that moment, I could actually see all those past 4-5 months that I had gone through, as a flashback playing in front of me that, oh my God, I did this. And finally, all that hard work, all those toils, all those sleepless nights, it has come to that one particular moment. And I was simply very, very, very happy. I can't put that feeling into words because it is something I guess everyone must experience it. It cannot be explained, but I was thrilled and very happy and very proud of myself for whatever I did. And yes, sir. That.
I know you won't be able to mention it in words because that feeling is something which you can't express in words. I can understand that. I just wanted to tell you all, did you notice one thing what Kirti Yadav said? She missed a program wherein which Prime Minister was supposed to attend. Since that time onwards, she was constantly, her mind was towards that. Somehow the other way, the law of attraction or whatever you can say, she badly wanted to be there. And finally, the universe has given her that moment through some other way. That is
Right.
through, in a better manner. The world was witnessing. I don't know whether you all are aware or not. 26 Jan for the Rajpath parade and for the PM's rally. The entire world focus or they watched TV just to see this moment. And 16 lakh plus NCC cadets, whether they are at home or whether they are at their unit, they watch this program. And it's a privilege, it's a dream come true. Or you can say beyond the dream is the moment which Kirti Yadav has gone through. So how many of you, tell me seriously, how many of you would like to be or you would like to receive the same which she has received? Maybe next year, I don't know whether you will be attending RDC next year, this year, there may be student cadets attending RDC this year, next year. How many of you are really serious? If you're really serious, guys, just visualize the way she was visualizing. Just visualize that you are receiving it from Narendra Modi or whomsoever is the next Prime Minister. Okay. Kirti, you joined NCC. Why did you join NCC? What was the reason?
Yes, sir. So I'm a person who's always looking for some thrill, some adventure, and I'm also a sports lover. So when I was in school, I had Navy wing, but then I was also a part of the prefectorial council. I was the house captain and the sports captain. So you can either be in that or you can either be in NCC. And you can say I have a weakness towards uniform or towards the stripes and badges. So I chose the other one. But NCC was there in my mind. And then when I joined college, I had this wonderful opportunity of being a part of the Army wing. So I grabbed it with open arms. And secondly, I like doing drill. One of my prime reasons of joining NCC was that drill, that physical exercise, and all those adventure camps that you get to be a part of, like mountaineering and all. So that was my prime reason for joining NCC. I was not aware of this best cadet competition and all. I just wanted to be there because of the the camps and all attracted me a lot. So that was my prime reason for joining NCC. And definitely the uniform as well. They can mention the khaki uniform. Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, we go to the next question. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to listen from you. Don't use the mic. Chat box. Why did you all join NCC? Use the chat box. Like the way Kirti said, I'm sure you all have different perspective. Just type in the chat box, why did you all join NCC? Now, when you joined first year, Kirti,
Sir.
Did you ever think that you will be attending RDC, or did you have the thought process that I will also attend RDC in the second year?
Sir, when I was in first year, my super senior, Bhavna Espai, she was the All India Best Cadet, Army SW 2020. So, in her first reporting, she had come and she was wearing her uniform. She had a medal and a baton. So when I saw her, that was the first time I actually got to know, okay, there's something known as RDC also, Republic Day Camp, and there's something known as the Best Cadet competition in NCC. After that, it was there somewhere at the back of my mind. And I was like, okay, I'll definitely give it a shot. I'm not a person who's always, very much interested about the result. I'm not very, I am competitive, but for me, at the end of the day, what matters is my personal satisfaction. If I'm satisfied with whatever I did, if I gave my best, then if the results are in my favor, well and good. If they're not, still I'll be happy. So my aim was to give it a shot, to give my best towards the selection process. And that time also, this best cadet thing was not there in my mind. RDC was there, working on Rajpath. That was there. But then, as and when the process started, best cadet came my way. I got involved in it. And I loved every moment of it. I enjoyed every moment and I've learned a lot.
Great. So in your second year, when you are attending or when you are taking part for the selection procedure from your college level, from your unit level, from your group level, before the IGC started, did you ever think that you will or you will become the best cadet? Did that thought process come into your mind that I will become the best cadet? Or is that during the process of the selection, you just gave your name for the BC from your unit level, then to your group level, and it just went by the way, or you were focused that I will become?
No, sir, it came my way, I say, because like I said, when I got to know about all these opportunities in NCC, my thing was I wanted to be a drill cadet. Rajpath and all was my focus. But then she told me, okay, this best cadet competition is there, you go for it. So I went to my battalion. I had my CEO, I had an interview with my CEO, and that went well. And then he told me, okay, you have a very good chance. These are the areas that you should focus on. So like, okay, I'll keep going with the flow. I'll just see where this road leads me to. And and then somewhere in between the process, when I actually started liking what I was doing, new. Every moment teaches you something. As a person, I've developed a lot. So when I was going through that process, I was like, yes, I want to be a best cadet. And then in the end, I got to know that, okay, if you win All India Best Cadet, you'll get it from the Prime Minister. Then that 1 year ago thing, it was there, okay. So, that was, you can say, the prime attraction for winning the best cadet competition for me. And yes, this thinking of, I am going to be the best cadet and I want to be, it came in the middle. It was not there initially, but it came during that journey.
Great. So would you like to mention those people who has been behind you in the successes? I'm sure there will be hundreds of people behind that. Would you like to take names of few people?
Definitely, sir. I will
Because
say
I'm sure they would like to hear that.
yes.
And always they are the backbone towards the success of our journey whenever we reach. So whenever you get an opportunity, always take their name. So why don't you take their names who are there behind your success?
Yes, sir. So the first person I would like to thank will be my, Captain Dr. Selina KV, because she was the only one who had enlightened me about this best cadet thing, who was always there, Kirti, go for this, go for this. I'm 100% sure you'll get it, Kirti, go for this. And from her side, it was always like, you keep on going, we are there to support you. So she was someone who always motivated me and always supported me from behind. Secondly, I like to thank the entire Department of Economics of my college, because I missed like 5-6 months of college, and whenever in between they used to text me something, they'd be like, you focus on whatever you're doing, you don't worry about studies at all. When you come back, we'll be there to help you. So I was totally free from the academic side, and yes, I would really like to thank them. Secondly, I would like to thank my co-cadet, Junior Under Officer Priya Soli. She was there with me during the initial stages till pre-IGC. We were there together. And there are so many things that I've learned from her, because like it's learning, it's a process that you do in group. You get to learn a lot from each other. So I've learned a lot for each other from her. And, she is one of the key players who was behind me, that, you have to do this, you have to do this. Always she used to message, you keep on going, you keep on going. So she was there as my supporter. Then I would like to thank GCI and ma'am who had gone with us to Delhi. she, I don't know how to put it in words. She's just amazing, She will support you, she will criticize you, she will motivate you. If you're going right, she will be your biggest supporter. But if you're doing something wrong, she will be your biggest critic. She'll correct you then and there. A no filter Anne, ma'am. And, you know, there we had to sit till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock to study at nights. So she used to be there with us. She had the option to go sleep, take rest after a long day, but she used to sit there with us always. I would say she was much more worried about all of us than we were worried about ourselves. She used to always call us, okay, you're there for this thing. Is your uniform, everything ready? Do you need something? Did you eat properly? Did you sleep? Did you do this and that? So, she was like a mother to all of us. She's very patient, and she really took a lot of care of all of us. So yes, she. Then I would also like to thank all the other 5 best cadets, because in this we first of all created a record, and that happened because of the unity. And whatever it was, we used to share everything with each other, and that has definitely helped us a lot. For example, we used to be like, one day he will get some questions and all, and we have to answer, then somebody else will get. So that collective learning, it was there. We had that very good bond of friendship between us, and that had really helped me a lot. Then I would like to thank all the officers who were involved in our preparation, be it group discussions, interview, and all, because those are the things which actually refined me personally. I say they got the best of me. And one name I would like to take will be Brigadier Rajan sir, because there was one point of time in my pre-RDC when I was like, okay, I just don't want to continue anymore. That motivation was very low, and my firing was not going well. So I still remember that day, my scores were not good. So he took my target. Okay, he took one look at the target, and then he looked at me, and he told me straightforward that, what is this? This is, you are actually punishing all of us who are spending so much of our time and energy on you, and this is the result that we get. You've been so selfish. Think about every single person who has been behind you, who has supported, who has motivated you so that you come till here. We are the ones who are taking out our time and trying to help you out, and this is what we get. And he's like, if you're giving up this easily, then don't come back. That's what he said. And I was like, yes, this man's right. Because if I lose without trying, then I'm the biggest failure. So he told me, you get it or you don't get it does not matter, but you are giving up. And giving up is something that should not be there in your list. And this is something that we have learned in Army. You will never give up. You have to try till your last breath. And I'll say that was the turning point. And after that, I was like, yes, if I'm going back home, at least I'll go satisfied that I gave it my best shot. So yes, they are there, and many more are there. Maybe I forgot, but there are many people involved, and I'm very, very thankful to every single one.
So guys, ladies and gentlemen, behind any success, there are a lot of pillars. There are lots of unseen personalities behind you. Your parents, your family, your teachers, your friends, and name it. There will be many people. So Kirti had a lot of people behind her success. Tomorrow you will also have. I'm sure something very valid which she has said you have noticed, and that was a turning point in her life when she was like about to give up. The words from those people like Brigadier Rajan sir or Anne Philo or ma'am or whomsoever it was, that was pushing her never give up in her life. This is a very important point, guys. Never ever give up in your life. Challenges will come in front of you in some or the other way. You may feel like giving up in your life, but that moment or that time when you tell yourself that no, I will not give up, I will get up or I will rise from where I have fallen and I will go towards my journey towards the success. Only those people who take this decision can achieve the epitome of success. If Kirti is sitting proudly in front of you all, it's because of her willpower. It's because of that she has decided, I will never give up. whatever may be the results, but she told herself that moment, no, I will not give up. Whatever may be the results, I will give my best. If you have this attitude in your life, I can write it and give it to you, ladies and gentlemen, that success is yours. Okay. So you said, Kirti, you're firing. You were not good in the beginning, but during the course of your journey, in the BC journey, you have picked up. What is the advice that you would like to give those ladies and gentlemen, all these youngsters, young NCC cadets? I am sure they might be washed out in their first firing, but it all comes through practice. So how did you get that? I'm sure out of your 15 bullets, 5 standing, 5 kneeling, and 5 lying. Ladies and gentlemen, for your info and the best cadet competition, there will be 5 shots in the lying positions, 5 shots in the kneeling, and 5 shots in the standing position. So let's listen to Kirti, how she has got that knack, or from zero to hero, that journey of best firer. Out of 15, I'm sure she would have got all the 15 inside the bull. But just give some tips or advice for those junior cadets who are struggling to at least get a bull.
Yes, sir. So the thing with my firing was my standing position was good, whereas standing position is something that almost everybody is a little uncomfortable with, because in standing you don't have any kind of support. But in my case, my standing was very good, but my lying position had some problem. Plus, for firing in general, be it any position, you need upper body strength. So what I used to do was to do planks and all. Mornings I would not get time, so at night, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock after studying, I used to do some 20 push-ups and all, planks for 2-3 minutes. So I think that is something which will help you a lot. Picking up weights, increasing the amount of weights little by little. You have to basically grow this upper body or shoulder strength, because that is very important in every position. Then, like I said, my lying position was not good initially, so I used to at night, lay down in that particular position and stay there for 2-3 minutes, so that my hand, actually I fractured my left hand twice from the same place. That is the reason why my left hand used to not be very stable. So I used to stay in that position for 2-3 minutes, so that this support starts building up, and that is what helped me. And for others also, whatever position you think you're not very comfortable with, you, without the rifle also, you can practice. Our instructors used to tell us to take a stick which is the size of a rifle, or smaller or longer, does not matter, and practice with it. Your position in firing, your position matters a lot. There are small changes to your position which can actually bring out a very big difference. So you have to, through your own practice, decide which is much more comfortable. You can tilt a little bit here and there, maybe the difference between your legs can be a little bit more. So that will come only when you practice, you give it time, you give it patience. Then only you can find your best, most comfortable position. And that plays a very important role, because uh, one more advice I would like to give you all in general, is that, you'll meet many people in life, and everybody will give you some advice. Now, that advice is something which has worked for them, but it is not necessary that it will work for you as well. So you listen to them, but then you have to find out what is best for you by practicing all that. And you cannot imply what others have done. You cannot imply everything to your own life. So if you think that, okay, he or she has done like that, so they got it. If I do like that, I will also get it. It's not necessary. So listen to everybody, but still make your own decision after seeing everything. Yes. So I was saying, yeah, so your position is very important. So you give it time, practice which way you are much more comfortable. Take a stick, practice with it, the positions and all, and you have to build your upper body strength. Try to do planks, try to do push-ups, hang on a bar for a few minutes and all. That will definitely help. And for the target and all, give your eyes rest, sleep little properly. For example, tomorrow if you're firing, have a good night's sleep, because only when you sleep properly can you actually concentrate. So, and drink lots of water. So that will be my advice.
Great, great. Guys, I hope you have noted down these points. These are golden words, okay? Because this is one of the competition, one of the event amongst the other events. Like you all know, there are various tests. One is firing test. So this is something which can give you the entire 100 out of 100 if all the 15 are inside. Points, just I'm just summarizing what she said. Strength, your arms needs to be, if you don't have the strength in your arms, what will happen? You won't be able to hold the rifle properly. So how did she do that? Push-ups, plank, etc. Correct? Second thing, what did she say? How to concentrate, because very important is the concentration. If you can't concentrate, you won't be able to do anything in your life. So adequate sleep is important. And when you're focusing onto the target, what is required? You need to give rest also in between. If you are focusing only on the bull, what happens is that your eyes strain. So after firing, see a farther object and then again come back and focus on the bull. Third point, drink a lot of water. One important point for those who are from South India, you are facing the extreme climate in Delhi. It's almost 1 or 2 degrees in Delhi in the month of Jan. What happens is it's chilled over there. It's so cold that your body is numb, your fingers are numb. So do adequate warm up, and so that your fingers are not numb. You will be wearing gloves throughout. Only for that particular moment you will be removing the gloves, and suddenly that 1 degree, 2 degree pinches your finger. So adequate warm up, which she just missed out. More important, guys, your mind strength, which I think in the previous sessions, which we have already told. If your mind is strong, even if you are in -50, nothing will happen to your body. So it's all in the mind. She has made her mind strong. That was the reason she didn't feel cold. That's why she is not feeling cold today also. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, these are very important points for your firing practice. Now, one important area where others are weak is the group discussion. What is your 5 points that you would like to tell others so that they can improve their GD?
Yes, sir. So the first point, we all are, always in this hurry to speak. But speaking matters. But what actually matters much more than speaking is listening. Because, others will make some or the other statement, and in all those statements you have to find that one statement that you can take and actually correct or give some suggestion to. From my personal experience, in Delhi, when I had my group discussion, we were given this topic of online education versus offline education, and work from home versus working in the office. So which do you prefer or not? So in the second round, there was one of the cadets who had mentioned that, because of COVID and all, because of this online education, children are not learning properly, something she said. And I actually took that point from her. And what I said was that, okay, fine, you're saying that, online education has all these disadvantages and all. But you only tell me, in March 2020, the lockdown was imposed. Had online education not been there, these 1.5 years would have been lost for all the students. So you preferred losing those precious 1.5 years sitting at home simply. And in that scenario, online education came as a very big boon for everybody. Today, if I am here as a second year cadet, it's because of online education. Today, if you are sitting here, you've not lost those 1.5 years. It's because online education was there. That mode was there. So that's just an example, So you have to listen very carefully to what others are saying. Secondly, if it does not happen, but worst case scenario, if a topic's given about which you are not aware of, you know nothing about that topic, wait, be patient, listen to what others are saying. take something from here and there, take something from everywhere, so that you get some body to speak. So listen properly to what others are saying, and then you will get some idea. Okay, अच्छा topic ये ऐसा बोल रहा है, वो ऐसा बोल रहा है, तो मैं यहाँ से 2 पॉइंट लेके, वहां से 2 पॉइंट लेके तुम बोल सकते हो. तो दूसरे क्या बोल रहे हो उसको सुनना भी बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. Third point I would like to say, I forgot. It was from my yes. So in group discussion, your tone, if you're criticizing somebody, if you're agreeing or disagreeing, the way in which you answer or in which you say that, okay, this person is wrong or what she stated is wrong, it matters a lot. Because the board which is sitting over there listening to you, they will see your interpersonal skills, the way you communicate with others. So if you go there, all are shouting, no, what you're saying is totally wrong. You cannot say like that. This is not true, blah, 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 blah. Even if your point is correct, you will not get marks because that is not the way in which you're supposed to speak. So make use of English over here, play with words, be like, I beg to differ with what you're saying, I would like to make a small correction to what you said, or can you please clarify this further, blah, blah, blah. So play with words. Be more diplomatic, I say, be diplomatic when you're answering or when you're criticizing somebody. Then fourth point is that, topics that are given will be very easy. So, everybody will say the same thing over and over again. So you have to try to add more quality to your points. And that quality will come only from reading, For example, our topic was, I'll say this, work from home versus working in the office. So everybody was saying that, work from home is much better. You're more relaxed and all. Or somebody was saying, office work is much more better. You get to develop interpersonal skills and all. So the same points were getting repeated. We were 17 of us and everybody was saying the same thing again and again. So when I spoke, what I said, okay, I believe a mix of the two is something which works a lot. So at that time, I gave this example that, these days, there's this new trend of digital nomads coming up in the European countries, Scandinavian nations. So basically, under this concept, your company, it will send you on a vacation. So you will be on vacation, you will be refreshed, but at the same time, you will be working as well. So you're on vacation, you're working, you're enjoying. So in this way, both the parties are benefiting. Firstly, you are getting free time. You can stay with your family, you can work as well. So you're not losing on your salary, plus you're enjoying also. From the company's point of view, since the workers are getting refreshed, they are enjoying, their efficiency will increase. The company's profits will increase. And so in this way, both are benefiting. So this is something I believe which we can try out in India as well. So this concept, it works. So something like that. Now I got to know this because I used to scroll through YouTube and all, latest whatever is happening, small shorts and all. So whenever you get time in between, keep on reading because knowledge matters a lot. And if you have some good knowledge about something, it will be a very, very big advantage to you only. Because in group discussion, these are the points that the judges will see, that they will notice. You're adding some quality, state some numbers, but you should be sure of those numbers. Don't make any hypothetical numbers, okay, this percentage of population is suffering, going through poverty. Don't set hypothetical numbers, but if you know something, it will definitely be a plus point. Then one more thing, people have this misconception that, if you speak first, you get some extra point. And if you speak last, you are you're in a disadvantage. I was the second last speaker in my group discussion, and I'm very, very happy because, initially everybody is jumping to speak, okay, here and there, everybody, 2 or 3 people stand up together and start speaking. Then the panel will choose one of them. So everybody is jumping. So the advantage of speaking at the last, it is that, you can actually summarize what others have said. Because in group discussions, one thing is for sure that somebody will giving the entry thing, a dialogue that, okay, opening the discussion. That is always there. But many a times, not all group discussions actually end because people are not able to conclude them since everybody is fighting. So if you have that knack in you and if you speak in the end, then you can actually summarize the entire discussion and that will earn you an extra point. Now, when I'm saying that, it does not mean that if you speak first, you will not get something extra. Of course, you will be noticed, But if you actually have a good point, if you have something, then only be the first speaker. Just to be the first speaker speaking anything nonsense, that does not work. Secondly, people believe that if you speak 2-3 times, you will get some extra points. See, if you, again I say the same thing, if you do have some matter, then only speak. If you don't have something, repeating the same thing that time using English does not work. Saying the same thing in 2-3 different sentences, it will not work, because everybody will get to know she is saying the same thing again and again. So that will not work. But if you have some matter, then please go ahead and do speak. And when you're speaking also, don't shout, be diplomatic, be polite, but be assertive. If I'm saying don't shout, it does not mean you go very soft so that others overpower you. But if what you're saying is correct, be assertive, be confident of what you're saying. Your confidence matters a lot, and eye contact with others. Don't look up, down, here and there when you're speaking. Eye to eye contact, be it group discussion, be it interview, whoever you're talking to, have an eye to eye contact. And also one more thing, that if somebody said something and you're saying that I would like to correct you, okay, fine, that time you look at that one particular person who you are correcting. But after that, glance through the audience, look here and there. Don't keep on targeting that same person to, okay, you said like this and all. That is also not correct, because it means you are just talking to that one person. It's a group discussion, you're a group, so all of you have to discuss. So you start by looking from at that person, and then you look here and then you talk to everybody. So your behavior, that matters a lot. Yes, so this will be my advice for group discussion.
I asked for 5 points and she has given 10 points. Guys, hope you have noted it. Very valid, because group discussion is something where many of the cadets go wrong. It's not wrong, it's actually you go down in your marks. But if you stick on to these points, be a passive listener, a good listener. If you are a good listener, as Kirti said, even if you couldn't start, she was listening to those people who were jumping. And what did she do with her knowledge? If you don't have knowledge, you are zero. So you have to be knowledgeable. You have to read a lot, use your knowledge, collate all the sentences, all the important points which others have spoken. Then you make your own sentence. If you are not aware, if you are aware of the topic, then you score everything. But if you are not aware, or if you think you are weak, follow these points which Kirti has said. Just listen to others. You will get some of the other points, and then pitch what she said. Use a high tone, low tone, wherever is required. Try not to criticize others, or try not to go for arguments. But if at all you would like to, then use the statistics, as she said. Very important points. And most important is the eye to eye contact with all the uh, candidates sitting in a semicircular fashion. Your voice, your confidence, your voice is directly proportional to your confidence level. So use a voice which is high enough, but not to shout. You remember what she said, don't shout. Have a good voice, have a high tone, which automatically reflects your confidence level. Even if you couldn't start, of course everybody would like to start the GD, showing that I am the best. But even if you are not able to start, listen. Even the second last person like Kirti can become best cadet. That means there is, of course, if you can start, well and good. But if you are not able to, be a passive listener, talk, give others also opportunity to talk, as she said. So be a participant. Don't be here, if you are just speaking, not giving others to speak, that also give, boomerangs back. So give others also opportunity to talk. Your voice, everything what she said, I hope you are noted down. Very important, guys and girls. Third important event, or the one of the test is, I think, GK, which many of the candidates find it tough, because I'm sure apart from your academics, you are not reading anything. What is your 5 points, or I'll leave 5 points. What is one advice you would like to give for GK? part. GK is a test, I'm sure. So what is one advice that you would like to tell these youngsters, how they can improve their GK?
I used to be a daily reader of newspaper, so I think I had some knowledge. But yes, if you're not someone used to reading papers and all, please start reading newspapers. Follow good newspapers like the Hindu or Times of India, Hindustan Times. They're good papers. Start following the newspapers. If you're not getting time to read the newspaper on a daily basis, these days we have the luxury of internet and technology. We all have smartphones. So what all of us did, all the best cadets, we used to have these apps, Jagran Josh is there, then Insights IAS is there. So if you have those apps, you'll be getting notification, two liners, okay, this is happening, blah, blah, blah. So go through that, and every single day you will have today's current affairs, top 5 current affairs. Keep on reading that. Plus, online these days, or books also, like I had books, but online also these monthly PDFs or quarterly PDFs are available. So you can go through that as well. And YouTube also, there are news channels like Beyond. It's a good news channel and it's a good show, Gravitas. So they're good channels and good shows that you can follow. And I think if you are really eager to learn, you can actually learn from everywhere. Instagram also, if you're using, on Instagram also, there are so many pages that are actually about, the current affairs questions and all they'll have. So follow that, or else go through, when you go to Google, in below, those small articles come that today this is happening, blah, blah, blah. So be aware of what is happening around you and connect things that are happening around you to, for example, if currently Russia-Ukraine war is going on, that conflict is going on. So, you having a superficial knowledge of what is going on, it is good, okay. You will have something to speak about. But you should also know the genesis of that issue, why, when, where it started, because that actually, it's again, adding quality to your knowledge. Superficial knowledge can take you only till a particular extent, but after that, only if you know that thing will you help. Like I'll state again in my interviews, in the first interview, which was there with 3 officers, that time Afghanistan Taliban issue was going on. So one of the officers, he asked me, okay, tell me about the Afghanistan issue. So I had actually done a full research, history, geography, biography, everything of Afghanistan issue, because like I said, I was into newspapers and also that thing was going on for the past few months. So I got into everything and, I started speaking, okay, sir, Afghanistan, I started speaking about Taliban. So Taliban actually, it started at Mujahideen. It was a group of students, blah, blah, blah. I went on. So in the middle, okay, he said, he understood that I knew. So like, okay. Then he asked me, who is the current leader of Taliban? I told him the answer, current leader of Taliban. Then he asked me, okay, tell me that one place in Afghanistan that the Taliban was not able to capture. I said, sir, Panjshir Valley. Then he said, okay, who was the leader of Panjshir Valley who fought till the last breath? So I gave him that answer as well. So you see, it just started from, superficially, okay, what Taliban and Afghanistan, what is happening? And he went in detail till Panjshir and the leader of Panjshir and everything. And I was able to answer that because I had that knowledge. But if you know it only superficially, it cannot take you in a long way. It is not that helpful. So whatever you're reading, see, we are all humans, we cannot read everything and we cannot know everything. But whatever you know, at least make sure that is correct and you know it with clarity and you know it in detail. Whatever you're reading, if your quantity of work, it will not matter much, but your quality of work will matter a lot. This is a basic principle in economics. Your quality matters more than quantity. So work qualitatively. And since as a best cadet, you will not have a lot of time. So be smart, work smart. Like I said, if you're going somewhere, just open your phones and go through, okay, today all this fine news is there. Then again, if you have some free time, you just scroll through what are the new updates and all. So that will really help you, because this general knowledge, it will be helpful in group discussions, in your interview, and also you have 50 marks written test. 50 marks is for GK. So there, all these one-liners will come. Okay, who recently won this? Who did that? Who's the prime minister of this country and all. So it is a direct one-word answer. There you cannot beat around the bush. And for that, you have to be up to date as to what is happening around you, what is happening in India, what is happening in India with India's neighbors, what is happening in world in general. So for that, you will have to give your time and have, I am always very eager. I'm very interested. I don't know. I'm just interested in general knowledge and stuff. So I used to be very much aware. But even if you're not that much into all this, but for this, you will have to. And your knowledge will never go waste. I'm telling you, somewhere or the other, what you read, that one article that you just read in passing, it might come in handy. So whenever you get time just keep on going through things, and newspaper, if you're not getting time, at least go through these daily current affairs and all. It will definitely help you.
Great. A lot of insight, guys. One thing, just summarizing: knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. That's the only key towards your success. If you think you can just get this baton from Prime Minister, guys, no, sorry. You have to have, you should know everything under the sky. That's it. And very much I appreciate Kirti telling each and everything. Your interest matters. It's not just for the sake of DC you are learning. It's that interest to know when you're traveling in the bus towards your college, or when you're wasting time here and there. Just open the app, learn at least 5 GK per day. More important, it's not just learning, you have to recollect it. So you have to find ways and means of how you can recollect those what you have learned. Okay, that's it. GK, no shortcuts. You have to read a lot. Very tough part which others face. Guys, I forgot to tell in the GD, one important thing is, if you guys can participate in your college itself, make every week, just take a topic, have a group discussion, tell your seniors to be the judge. Just do one topic per week. I forgot to mention that. That's one way in which you can, practice makes everything. You reading everything is just you're gaining knowledge, but to get this thing onto the ground, you have to participate. A group of 10 or group of 15, you make it and have a group discussion. I forgot to mention that. This will help you all in gaining your confidence in group discussion. Okay, coming back, interview is something which everyone has got a tough part. What is one thing, I know not one, you would like to mention a lot. How can I improve? I means those who are going for the next DC competition. How can they improve, or how can they do well in their interview part?
Yes, sir. So interview, it's called your personal interview. So if they're saying personal, it's for a reason. Before your interview, the panel, they will have your biodata. In that, whatever hobbies, whatever interests, where you're coming from, everything will be there. If, for example, you write, like I wrote, I love playing football. So it is very natural to expect a question about football. The key to interviews that, whatever you're stating, it should be true. You cannot boast about anything. You cannot go there and say that, I am a person who loves reading book. So they'll ask you, okay, which was the last book that you read? And then any name that comes to your mind, you'll be like, okay, I read To Kill a Mockingbird. Then they'll ask you, okay, tell me something about To Kill a Mockingbird. And if you are that unlucky and they have read To Kill a Mockingbird and then they ask you something, then you'll be gone. So, don't lie, don't try to add some impressive hobbies or impressive interests and all, so that, the panel gets very interested in, okay, this girl likes doing this. Wow, this boy likes doing that. No, your hobby it can be something as simple as doing gardening, as simple as just doing brisk walking, or many people, they don't have any hobby in particular. So you can be that frank as well. In group discussion, in interview, lying does not help. You don't have to impress anybody. Just be true, be frank. Whatever you're saying should be correct, because they are very experienced people. They can make out if that person is boasting or if that person actually is sincere about what he or she is saying. Plus, that is related to hobbies and interests. in interviews, questions about where you're coming from, they're very natural to be expected. Like I'll tell about my DG interview. I was sitting. I just entered the room and I sat down. So the first question that the DG asked me, it was not who am I, blah blah blah. He just told me, okay, tell me about the Indian Navy. And the reason he asked me that question was because he saw in my biodata that my father is working in the Indian Navy. So the first question, and for a second, I was like, oh, what Indian Navy? I'm like, okay. Then I started going with the flow because I thought, he'll ask me, okay, give your self introduction or something like that. No, but the first thing was like, tell me about Indian Navy. I told him about Indian Navy. Then, so like that, from wherever you're coming from, your background, something about your family, be aware of that. About your parents' occupations as well, because others also had questions like that. If their parents are working in some particular field, something related to that. So be aware of your surroundings, be aware of yourself. That is one thing. Secondly, in interviews, in the first set of interviews, they will also ask you general knowledge related questions, plus questions related to the field in which you're studying right now. Like I am economics student, so they asked me that, our prime minister is saying that by 2025 we'll become a $5 trillion economy. So as an economics student, do you think that is something practical? Do you think India will actually become or not? So like that, they'll ask you. Then questions which are, very, which are highly supposed to be asked are like, foreign relations, India's relations with China, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, US and all, India's relationship with its neighbors. They're also very important and very likely questions because I was asked and many others were also asked about India, Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh. Some were asked about Nepal as well. So that is also a very likely question. Apart from that, your second round of interview, if you qualify for DG interview, he will not ask you any GK questions. Because if you are sitting in that room, if you are in the top 4 all over India, that means you have some knowledge about general knowledge. So he will not ask you anything like that. He knows that, okay, he or she does have that knowledge. There he will ask you about yourself, who you are, what do you want to do, why do you want to do whatever you are planning to do. Like I said, I'm a civil services aspirant. I want to become an IPS officer. So he asked me, your father is in Navy, your sister is in Air Force. Why are you interested towards joining the civil services and not the army or any of the other cadres? Then I gave my answer, yes, sir, I've seen the Navy, my sister is in Air Force, so I'll get to see the Air Force as well. I want to try to do something a little bit more different. Like I said, I'm a person who's always looking for adventure, who's looking for some thrill. So I believe IPS offers that thrill and risk, it challenges me physically and mentally. Plus, I want to bring about some change in society. I want to give back to society in some way. And I want to do it directly, not indirectly. And being in that position, I can actually help people and do something good. So that was the answer that I gave. So like that, be ready to expect questions like, what are your future ambitions, or then in your interests and all, if you mention about some achievement of yours, like if you're very good in sports or if you practice dance or any other of these cultural activities, then these questions are also asked, like one of my friends, she is a dancer. So they asked her something about dance. Okay, tell me about this dance form or something like that. Or if you play a game, they can definitely ask you something related to that game and all. So in interview, 3-4 things that are very likely to be there is something related to your hobbies and interests, something related to what you aspire to become. Then in the first set of interviews, some general knowledge, India's relations and all, currently whatever is happening, everything. Then whatever you are studying, like one of my friends, she's studying psychology. So they asked her about psychology. As in, they gave her a situation-based question. They were like, as a psychologist, how will you handle this and all? And yeah, they can ask you situation-based questions. Like they asked me, suppose you made the district collector, like suppose you're the IAS and you made the district collector of this region and there's so and so problem, how will you solve it? So situation based questions can come. And after all that, about you, who am I? You should have an insight into who you are. And one more thing is that, if you're doing something, they can ask you, okay, why are you doing like that? So you should have a good answer for, why you're doing something. Because, doing something just for the sake of doing it, like, yeah, I do it simply because I like it. For example, if you say my hobby is, I like listening to music. And if they ask you something about music, and then you go like, no, sir, I just like listening to music just like that, then that is not a good answer. Or else, if you like to listen to music just like that, just say that, I casually like listening to music. But if you're stating something, then have a good reason. Because, it is very natural that if all of us, if you're doing something, there is a reason why we are doing it. So if they ask you something like that, give out that reason nicely, properly. And again, you don't have to impress anybody, just be true. Whatever you're saying, it should be correct. Don't make any false statements or try to, portray something that you are actually not, because that does not work. Like I said before, they are very experienced. They're in the forces. They can make out from your first sentence, from your face, from your expression, how you are. And yes, coming to expressions, be have a pleasant face. Don't laugh, but smile. As in, like, now also when I'm speaking, I have a pleasant face, because that is the way I speak, I smile. But if you laugh over there, that is also not good. And very serious is also not good. Have a pleasant face. If it's something that you can smile, do smile. And again, have eye to eye contact. And if you don't know the answer to a particular question, just say that directly. Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of it. I'll read upon it. Instead of, just saying something for the heck of answering it, don't do that. Just say directly, sorry, sir, because it shows that, you are honest. You're not trying to, trying to say anything, some rubbish, just you want, just because to answer that question. Don't do that. If you know it, say. If you don't know it, just say that, sorry, sir, or sorry, ma'am, I'm not aware of it. And yeah, that is the key to interview, I think.
A lot of points, ladies and gentlemen. If you have missed these points, you just missed it. Very important, as she said, be who, what you are, rather than portraying something else or becoming a cat woman in front of them. Be what you are. Okay. If you're not aware of something, just say I don't know, rather than beating around the bush, making them a fool. You don't think that they are not aware of it. So just say what you know. If you don't know something, just say I will get back. I don't know. That's simple and straight. And very important is their hobbies, and very important, because all questions are related to your biodata, which you will be writing it and giving it to them. So be who you are. Be simple. Have a smiling face, which Kirti always wears. You see, whenever she's talking, she has got that pleasant face. So have a very pleasant, smiling face, confident eye to eye contact, have a good, loud voice. Okay. A lot of things I think they have learned. Service subject, I don't think you don't have to mention, because that's a bread and butter of your wing. So, respective wings, you will have to mug it up. There's no shortcut, there's no advice which Kirti needs to give you for service subject. Just when you're in the first year, you will have to mug it up everything, because from any page, anything can ask. So I'm sure if you are thorough with your service subject, you can score 100 out of 100, or whatever is the marks today they are following. So I think we have covered almost everything. Did I miss anything, Kirti? I think we covered all the tests, right?
Yes,
But
sir.
drill is there. Drill is something which you all are. I'm sure if you are a NCC cadet, there's nothing, no shortcut for drill. Drill you can earn through your practice, which I'm sure by second year you all are thorough about your drill. It's through practice only you will be able to. But all those basic points, your posture, your that I'm sure your seniors will take care of it. So I think these are the important areas which a BC needs to concentrate, and these are the points, hell lot of points. If If I would have been writing it down, at least I would have got some 250 points through Kirti. And I'm sure you guys have noted it down. If not, please go through these recordings. Have a note of all these points because you will forget it. Find out where you are lacking. You can't replicate Kirti or, Madhav or Kuruvila or Anirudh or Salman or anyone. You can only, everybody has got a unique identity. So as she said during the firing time, you all have noted it down that, giving an advice is easy, but you find where what is required for you. Listen to everyone. Take points from everyone. When you are there, whichever test, you have your own way of, your own style of doing it. Okay, that is how you should improve yourself. Okay. So I don't want to extend too much because we planned for 40 minutes. We have almost taken 67 minutes. It's too much. I'm sure I know most of you are feeling sleepy. Kirti, it was an enlightenment for me per se, because I am an old school guy, 2006 BC, and you guys are youngsters. I learned a lot through you people. And I'm sure, last time through Anirudh, I learned a lot. And I'm sure this program is for you guys, you people, the youngsters who are aiming to become the best cadet during your whatever RDC, TSC, NSC, BSc. I know you people have got questions, but I restrict it today because we have extended a lot. I would rather suggest you people put your questions in the group. We have got a BC group. There's a mentorship group which we have formed. If you people are not there in the group, your respective seniors will add you onto the group. Please post your questions over there. We are there to guide you. There are lots of people who have become BCs in the group. I'll bring them one by one. We have got Madhav, Kurvila, Bhavana and all, based on their time and space, we will bring them here. And also I will try to bring other directorate BCs also here so that, from across the country, we have a, as you know, NCC's, unity and discipline is our motto. So I will try to bring every directorate's BC over here. This program is for you people so that you learn from these people who have become the BCs. You just follow their path, how they have gone. And when you are walking through that path, you will find challenges. You will find your own way. They have given you a broader picture. Now you will have to make your way towards that mission of your success. Okay, that will be different. Your style will be different from Kirti's style. So you make your own way, your own path. Just here, they are here to give you a broader picture. Okay. But I'm sure you have learned a lot. I have learned a lot. I don't want to extend it. Whatever is your questions, your doubts, your let it be a stupid question. It doesn't matter. You post it in the group. Okay. We will guide you all. Whatever from our available resources, we will guide you all so that your journey towards your success can be more easier, can be more smoother. So thank you, Kirti, for your valuable time. I have asked only half an hour for Kirti. She has given 70 minutes. Thanks a lot for your precious time. I'm sure. Hey guys, listening, whomsoever is there, just give a small review about this. If you think Kirti has made you at least 1% from yesterday, at least you have learned something through her. Please appreciate her through your review. Just tag her in her Instagram ID. Hey Kirti, you can just post your Instagram ID.
Yes,
Guys, just she will chat. She will put in the chat box her Instagram ID. Please give her, in your storyline. Please appreciate her, so that that will be a motivation for her to guide you. So if you think it was worth, please tag her in your stories. And whatever is your question here, she has put the her Instagram ID. Please mention her in your story so
sir.
that
It's not necessary for them to mention me in their stories. But yes, if in some way or the other I was able to help you, then just make sure you are also able to give that knowledge to somebody else. Because that's it.
yeah, that's it. You don't have to mention. That's so nice. So guys, please park your questions in the group. If anything we have missed, because we don't want to extend it further. It's it's not good to extend more than 40-45 minutes. But as Kirti was going, I didn't want to stop her flow. But it was a good program, Kirti. Thanks from bottom of my heart for coming into the show and taking your time to guide others. I'm sure you guys will excel in your life wherever you are. Okay, so thanks a lot for being in this show.
Thank you, sir, for having me, and all the very best to everyone.
Yeah, that's it. All the best wishes to everyone from Kirti's side and from my side also. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. See you next week with another best cadet. Let me see who will. So I would like to get your feedback in the group. If it was worth, please mention that. If you have suggestions, please mention that. Thank you, ladies and
Thank you,
gentlemen.
ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, take care. Have a good night. Tomorrow a new week starts. So prepare for that. Good
Thank
night.
you,
Bye
sir.
bye. Take care.